The purpose of today's hearing is to evaluate the environmental challenges and opportunities associated with increased battery demand as well as disposal. The global market for electric vehicles is expected to rise in the coming years. By 2025, up to 90% of the global market for lithium-ion batteries will come from electric vehicles. This increase in demand, left unaddressed, will exacerbate current challenges associated with battery production and waste. Lithium-ion batteries use a number of critical minerals. They include lithium, cobalt, graphite, and rare earth elements as well. The United States and the rest of the world have allowed China to dominate control over the production of these minerals. China exerts substantial control over mining operations in countries with vast reserves, including the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Chile. In May, Foreign Policy published a report entitled, I'll hold it up here, Mining the Future, How China is Set to Dominate the Next Industrial Revolution. So I'd like to enter this report into the record without objection. The Secretary General for Amnesty International has stated that every stage of battery life cycle, from mineral extraction to disposal, carries human rights and environmental risks. Approximately 60% of the world's cobalt is currently mined in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This photograph shows a child cleaning cobalt there. It's a child in the Congo, and Jim, you can take a look. I know you've been to that country. In Chile, lithium production is affecting local water supplies. The evaporation process to produce lithium requires pumping brine into pools like the one pictured here. China also has a hold on battery manufacturing. Chinese battery production also has significant environmental impacts. As we all know, China's environmental regulations are not on the par with ours. China uses less advanced manufacturing techniques than the United States. One study found that producing a lithium-ion battery in China emits about 3 times as much carbon dioxide as producing the battery in the United States. Environmental challenges continue once a battery reaches the end of its life. Lithium-ion batteries are recycled at a rate of less than 5%. Now, between 2018 and 2030, over 11 million tons of spent lithium-ion batteries will be discarded across the world. Now is the time for this committee to evaluate the looming waste challenge as well as the opportunity that it presents. I say opportunity because we have had past successes with other types of battery recycling in this country. About 99% of lead-acid batteries from cars and trucks are recycled today, 99%. In the case of lithium-ion batteries, recycling could have multiple benefits. First, it could cut down on the waste that goes into landfills. And in landfills, if not carefully managed, lithium-ion batteries pose fire risk as well as electrocution risk. Recycling also could cut down on emissions and other environmental impacts. From its creation to its disposal, an electric vehicle can have higher environmental impacts in some areas than a standard automobile. For example, an electric vehicle over its full life scale consumes more water resources than your average car. Emissions of sulfur oxides are also higher. In addition to advancing environmental and sustainability goals, recycling can also address broader economic and security risks. If we recycle more, we can rely less on overseas production of the raw materials. Recycling should be part of a broader discussion that also includes more raw material production and battery manufacturing here in the United States. If the pace of electric vehicle demand continues, recycling alone will not be enough. My home state of Wyoming contains substantial reserves of critical minerals, including rare earth elements. I'm a co-sponsor of S. 1317, the American Mineral Security Act, which is sponsored by the Energy and Natural Resources Committee, the Chairman Murkowski and Ranking Member Manchin, so it's bipartisan. That bill passed the committee yesterday. The bill recognizes we must improve the permitting process to produce more critical minerals in the United States. Before we move to our witnesses, I would like to turn to my friend, colleague, and ranking member, Senator Carper, for his remarks.